some parts of our healing and some parts of our activations have to happen in a very, you know, active, jump on horse kind of a mindset, the mindset that you currently have, right? Watch the previous part. But some things we really need to go very deep. We really need to connect the dots. We really need to understand. So we have to pause. We have to find that moment in our life that we just gonna sit in stillness, sit in contemplation, really go deeper, really go into that void, really go back in time to that inner child, to communicate with the inner child. And I feel like in the next season you're gonna be starting to realize how much you were taught and you were programmed by the system, by the conditioning. Again, what I always say, social conditioning, cultural conditioning, family conditioning, religious conditioning, how much you were programmed to have a certain visual of women and of feminine energy that you yourself didn't even realize. And part of your mission, this collective, is to teach people to remove that, to teach people the proper understanding of feminine energy, of the role of a woman in our world, in this society. One more. Four of Inspiration. In this specific deck, this is also my card of sort of a, you know, female empowerment and communities. It is about, you know, stability, union, inner union, especially inner union. But I feel, and that's on top of that Seven of Emotions. I feel that maybe something, because we have past life healing. I feel like you guys may have, so it would either hit you right now, the penny would drop right now, or you already done some healing, or you already had some visions, dreams, remembrance. Sometimes when we have certain attitudes and certain reactive attitudes that we don't understand and they don't make sense in this lifetime, we start to realize that this may be a wounding from past lifetime. But I hear like this collective, you may have had past lifetimes in times when women were treated like truly like objects, like we couldn't exist without a man. So we had to be passed from our fathers to our husbands because we couldn't have bank accounts, we couldn't live on our own, we couldn't have that security, that stability, right? Without a man. I'm hearing something specific because we were talking about fear, that you have fear around your roots. So maybe you went for a lifetime that you know, you had a husband, but you lost that husband, and with that husband you became nothing and no one to the society. Perhaps this is why this need within you to create stability, security for women. You guys, there's still places on this world when women are nothing. We live here, we're lucky to live in this modern world, right? But there are places on this earth then woman is no one without a man. Maybe part of your mission is to really assist women in building their own, you know, stability and their own security. Magician, again, your guides are proud. All right, we've done healing, we've done your mission. We're gonna do your connection now, that third final part. Watch the whole reading so it makes sense. So please don't just watch this part and claim, because it's really important. All three parts have to resonate, you guys. I always say this, there's wisdom in all my readings. If you watch them for education, for, you know, but if you really want guidance, if you really want to claim certain messages, if you really want to really make sure, it cannot be that your healing matches and then the mission, they all have to resonate for the right collective. All right, so let's see where you are when it comes to your connection and healing your connection with the person connected to you. Watch from the beginning so it makes sense. I don't want to explain why we're doing this right now, but we're just trying to conquer all these things on your journey. It's really important. I want to do 5 for your first row. 4, all face down. All face down. So maybe there's something you're not seeing. All right. All right. We have talking and we have separation. These are your first two cards. Maybe you had recently a point of contact with your person, despite the fact that you are in separation. I'm also hearing that maybe this collective, either now or in the past, you were really confused what separation really means in this connection. I find that many women in the beginning, when they don't, again, I say this to you guys all the time. There's so much nonsense online about this journey. There's so much misconception, so much confusion, and not every feminine comes across an actual other divine feminine who's part of her life's mission is to work with other divines and work with other twin flames, guide twin flames into union, right? And I always say this, if you work with someone, you have to make sure that part of their mission, not just that they went through this journey, it's not enough. Part of their mission is to guide twins. So maybe for some time on this journey, when you were in and out with your masculine, you actually thought that this is already separation because you're not together, you don't have a tangible relationship. So maybe there's a reason it's coming to my mind. So maybe you were like insisting on staying in touch with your person. Maybe you didn't understand that a full-on separation is when they really disappear for years, right? They embark on their own journey. We are not speaking to each other. We're not seeing each other. We're not in contact. I feel like this collective, you already are in separation. I feel like you already are in separation. Or maybe you are in the beginning of your separation and it's scaring you. I want to do another road. Moves in silence, but this is also, it's also important for you guys because I feel like this is something that you still need to conquer on all the elements. Remember, we talked about this when it comes to your healing. We talked about this when it comes to your mission. Not all movement is visible in the physical. Things happen in the rooms that you're not at. Certain things have to happen in stillness, right? We always progress. As long as you don't give up, there's always movement. I feel like it's important for this collective. Let's clarify. Because I feel like you may be a little confused. Maybe also you've heard some information that we work in cycles, that you know, there's usually like a pattern as they return, so you're trying to figure it all out for yourself. Sunglasses, watching, looking. Separation. Creativity. Hammer. Okay, you guys. There's a reason I had this channel and I recorded these 3 key things that divine feminines, I've mentioned this in the beginning. If you haven't watched that, you have to watch that, because I find more and more, this is the second collective that we're doing, healing, mission, and your connection. I find that feminines, you sometimes do so much progress when it comes to your own healing and your own mission, which is great and it's amazing, but sometimes the hardest part is to heal the connection, is to understand the purpose of the connection. I feel that this collective, you may still have moments of curiosity, what's going on with your masculine. So you may be still watching, him on social media. I always say this to you guys. I mean, we have our own pace. Certain things, we cannot rush them. We cannot do them. Even when you're shadow worker, you can have the best shadow worker on the face of the planet who's going to advise you. Don't do it. Don't watch him. Don't message him. But as long as you're not ready, you're gonna do it anyway. Because sometimes we have to learn on our own pain. We have to burn to learn. It's similarly with children. You probably would know this because you have this mother energy within you, right? So we can say to our children, don't do it. I've done this. I have the wisdom. I know it's going to end up poorly, but we don't trust. Certain things we just really have to find out on our own. So because I was just about to say to you guys, don't do it. I say this to all my feminines. Don't follow your divine masculine on social media. Unfollow, stop watching. It will bring you absolutely nothing. It will keep you stuck. We have to detach from what they do in the physical. Things that you were meant to know, the divine will show them to you anyway. You will know them anyway, but just don't do that. And I feel like this collective, you still would have moments. It's a transition. It doesn't happen for most of us from one day to another. But maybe you still have moments when you feel tempted. We reach that moment, right? On this journey, we reach this moment when there is no way, okay? No way that we would message them, because we fully understand what this journey is about. We fully understand our role in teaching them their divine masculine power, right? So even on our freaking deathbed, when if we've been through something, we would never message them. We would never message them. There's no way. But it takes time to get there. And sometimes in the beginning, we constantly want to reach out. We want to message them. We want to know everything about them. We follow them on social media. A moment comes when we know that it's not the way and we start to fight it. We start to fight it and we start to resist, but every now and then it's like we say to ourselves, but I'm guided, or maybe it's his birthday, or maybe I had a dream that something is happening to him. I just want to check on him. He's a grown-up man. Listen, he's a grown-up man who's not giving you anything. So what's the point? It's not a role of the man. And maybe I'm also hearing that maybe you have to heal that mother energy within you, because I say this to you guys all the time. We've tapped into your energy in previous parts, and it was really beautiful. This energy of a mother, of a caregiver, right? The one that wants to take care of other women, the one that has this warmth of the energy of earth as well, right? But in the relationship, no relationship will ever work if we do not accept that we are equals. In a relationship, you have to respect your man. You have to respect his leadership in the physical world. True divine feminine, we don't mother our men. And so many women, again, it's this distorted version of femininity. So many women, we're being pushed to be mothers, right? To tell him what to do, to remind him that he has this and he has this appointment and he has to take. No, I ain't your mother. I'm your partner. Yes, I'm supposed to nurture you and love you and show you the way to your heart, but I'm not here to mother you. I'm not here to pick up your socks. I'm not here to make sure that you grabbed your jacket. You're a grown-up man. So when you have these because he's wounded, or I had a dream, maybe something happened to him. Not only he's a grown-up man, but he's also not your man at this point, because you are in separation. You're giving him your energy. You're giving him your energy. And I feel like this collective, you are still in this moment when you are insisting a little bit. You would still be a little bit in a moment of longing, in a moment of insisting. There's still conditioning. There's still conditioning in your mind because you love him, because you want him, because you want to be happy with him. I feel like you still look for excuses. Maybe he wants it, but maybe he's wounded, so I'm going to reach out. And no. But we have that dragonfly, so something here is changing. But I want to do a few more. I feel like you would be confused as well of what's going on and what's happening, because there's a reason I'm confused. So maybe you had a bit of it. Maybe you are sort of in between this transition from in and out and separation. So he's still sometimes there, but maybe you feel him energetically, but there hasn't been. Come on, it's too many. Oh my God, it's like I don't know how to shuffle. Hold on. Maybe even Source doesn't know what we need to know. What the hell do we need to know? Bankrupt. Maybe you're masculine. Oh. Legal issues. Maybe you know that he's going through something. Maybe even he mentioned this to you, or maybe you've heard of this. Maybe you know that maybe he asked you for money. I literally want one more. Yeah. Yeah. We have hooked. So that's confirmation. You would still be hooked. Uninterested. And not today. To be honest, I feel this collective, you've been doing so much healing. You've been so dedicated to your healing, right? And I feel like you are still in this moment of the journey when you're not yet, there's a reason it's coming to my mind, when you're not yet in full acceptance that separation will have to happen. So maybe you just only recently I feel like this collective, you either recently moved from in and out to separation, or you've been in that separation for quite a while, maybe even like a maximum of a year. But I feel that in that time, you still had that point of contact, but it stopped being regular, because in and out, it's usually regular. It's usually regular, right? So they usually come in quite often, even with actual regularity, every month, every couple of weeks. But there's like, right, they keep coming in, and it's usually that they're very heavy in our energy. So we usually follow each other on social media. They watch our stories, they watch us, right? So there's still like this in and out. So I feel like maybe you've started your separation, but you still had some points of contacts. It does go deeper and deeper with time, deeper into the separation, right? So I feel this collective, you would still be in longing, you would still be a little bit hooked. I feel like you're still refusing to accept that this separation actually will last for quite a while, that it will reach a point that you're going to know nothing of him. You're not going to hear from him. He's not going to be reaching out. And I feel like you're still holding on for a little bit. I feel like you're both dependent still on each other's energies, but in a different way. So you do this consciously. You still, maybe look for information. Maybe you've been, in that separation for a little moment, and then it happened that he returned, he had a point of contact, and he got you out of your balance, and you moved back into, checking in and really, following him on social media, maybe watching his stories on Instagram, on WhatsApp, I just heard as well. But I feel like you have to, maybe you have this very strong, the rescuer of the wounded bird sort of a mentality, that maybe he's not managing his life too well. Maybe he's had a lot of towers. Maybe you know this. Maybe you've also sensed this in some stories that he shared. Like sometimes people don't know this, that when they're wounded and they share this like ridiculous ass story that says like, oh, people disappoint, or like life is cruel, and they think that they're just sharing wisdom, but all they're doing is they're like putting their woundings on display and complaining on life. This is the reason that came to my mind. So maybe he shared something like that, and you're like, oh my God, poor baby, he's going through this and that. And maybe even something that you knew that he was going through, and it got activated to you. I want to rescue him. I want to be there for him. I want to help him. No, No. In true partnership, right? When we are in an actual mature relationship and union, we are supposed to support each other and we're supposed to help each other. But again, it can only happen once we achieve this mentality of a lone wolf. I talk about this to you guys all the time. So we both strong sovereign beings that we could make it on our own. It's not codependency, but we're just supporting each other. So it's a whole different thing. Right now, I feel like what you're wanting to do is to rescue a wounded bird. And it's not going to work, and especially for men. Men need to reach their masculine energy in order to be able to form a long-lasting, loving, mature relationship. And when I say masculine energy, I mean that they have to understand I am the master of my physical world. I can handle any tower. I can handle, right? And right now, if he really posted something, like, he would be in that wounded bird energy. He would be in the victim of fate. Why are things happening to me? World is such a cruel place. That's not masculine energy. There's nothing you could do for him right now. I feel like this in this collective, there's still longing, and there's still a little bit of insistence within you. You're not fully understanding certain things. And if you have this tendency to this mother energy, right, you have to remove that. Maybe this is why you're being so heavily guided to heal that feminine energy within you, through mother wound, through sister wound, through that mother earth energy that we had, right, and everything that came through. Because maybe you have tendency, if you've been in some serious relationships before, and most of us feminists, we usually are, it's very common that our divine is not like the first men that we meet. We usually had serious karmic relationships before. Examine that. Maybe you've been a bit of that mother, the one that I have to fix certain things for him, I have to remind him of certain things. If I don't do, it's not supposed to be that way. In a mature relationship, we're supposed to be two grown-ups who are equals, but who accept each other's differences and help each other for different things, whatever is your dominion. I talk about these things all the time. All right, let's ask for guidance from your guides when it comes to what is it, how you need to approach this relationship, this connection, to heal it. The devil, there's still shadows, you guys. There's still shadows. Two of emotions. Six of emotions. That is as well a bit of a, inner child healing. And we have hanged muse. Hang in there, I'm hearing. Hang in there. What I'm hearing with these, you guys, is that you are still bound, this collective, by the physical reality of this connection. You're still bound a little bit by your shadows. There's still shadows that are not healed. And because of these shadows, you wouldn't be able to reach union. It's like you would want it, you would push it, you try to insist. I feel like you still hope that maybe it's not going to have to be years of separation, that maybe, right? And maybe also this is why you're so dedicated still to your healing. Although I was sensing in the first parts that you are sort of moving from solely being motivated by your masculine, by motivation by you. I always say this to you guys. These are these two parts of the bridge that I always explain. In the beginning of this journey, for first even years sometimes, everything we do it to get them back, to heal ourselves, because we know we have to heal to get them back. That's how we heal each other. But the moment comes, we cross the bridge and we start to understand that it's healing for ourselves, that this journey is a gift. And we were sensing this energy for you. So I feel like you literally are at the top of that bridge, still going in and out. And I feel that you need to really start, if you haven't yet watched my masterclass and this whole reading resonated, go to my masterclass on my YouTube. There's a playlist available free, Divine Feminine playlist, and masterclass, Divine Feminine Masterclass. And I always recommend all my feminines to watch all the episodes. I swear they're going to help you to understand this journey. But at minimum, watch the one about connecting, not attaching, because I feel you need to connect more to his heart, to your soul connection, to what you have, and you're still connected, attached to the physical, to the physical outcome, to his physical life, right? You're supposed to lead the way, but you're not supposed to heal for him and heal him. We cannot heal each other on this journey. We have to become lone wolves. Yes, you lead the way in certain things, he leads the way in other things. But leading the way on a journey of healing, it doesn't mean that you go back and heal him and check on him. It means that you solely heal you. I feel this, you need to let go, you need to surrender. I feel this collective, you need to understand that separation has to happen. No, I think I've explained this in depth in my in that masterclass as well, but no union can ever happen without full-on separation when we go separate ways. We have these two again, you guys, and we have Ace of Emotions, self-love at the bottom of the deck. We have Empress and we have Queen of Inspiration. I feel it's time for you to really start tapping into your feminine power, to your fierce feminine power, to as well to that fire, to that fire. To that fire within. And they're showing me like a heart space and heart to heart. I think I've said this already. Heart to heart, soul to soul. You have to start connecting to your masculine heart to heart through 5D, through red threads, not in the physical. Not in the physical. One more. Muse of Inspiration. Awakening. I feel like you may have a bit of ascension, to be honest, coming in towards you. I want one more. You know what? I want one more for that 3 of emotions and that 6 of emotions. Tower. Temperance, patience, healing. I feel, I hate to say this, you guys, but I think it's sometimes needed, because watch that video about 3 things we have to master, and we conquer these things as feminine differently. Some feminines progress step by step on all 3 things, healing your mission and healing your connection. Some feminines focus first on one and then disregard the other, and I find that when that happens, sometimes you feel like you're so far along away this journey because you've done so much healing, and you have. You're already connecting to your mission, right? But there's still so much that has to happen. There's a lot of healing that still has to happen on your connection. I'm hearing some past lives. Maybe you have some past lives with your masculine that require healing as well. I feel that there is a bit of a tower moment with that shock, with that tower, with that transformation. I feel there is a bit of a tower moment coming when it comes to your connection. I don't feel any kind of physical movement kind of tower, but maybe it's going to be caused by that ascension that will happen. Maybe something will shift energetically. I'm hearing as well that it may be for some of you some sort of a disappointment. Maybe you will realize how much you want to be there for him as a friend, and he will disappoint you in that area somehow. It doesn't have to happen in the physical. Sometimes they say something or they do something. He's still wounded. If this is the state of your connection, that you're still somehow, you haven't really truly been through that separation for a long time. I feel you have to start conquering what does it mean to connect, not detach. This is why I told you to watch that video. You have to let go of the connection and really start. You have to take that step. You are on the top of the bridge, right? So this collective, you really have to let go and make that jump. Let go of the connection in the physical, in every shape or form, and really fiercely focus on your passions, your growth, your journey, because you're still attached. You're still attached to this collective. You're not understanding certain things fully because you have that wounded bird. So you don't understand that the fact that we lead the way doesn't mean that we heal them, that we are here for them in the physical. We have to be here for them in the 5D, on a level of the heart, on a level of the soul. Okay? I really recommend you watch that episode, Connect, Not Detach, because there's something that you're missing still. When it comes to detachment, you're not detached. This collective, so much beautiful work that you've done when it comes to your healing and your mission, but there's still longing, the hooked, the impatience, not fully accepting. You're still attached, right? And it's a hard thing to conquer, I get it, but I feel like you are guided to focus a little bit on that and not to forget about that this connection needs healing as well, proper understanding of this connection. So yeah, if you need any kind of support, if you need any kind of guidance, you can sign up for a session. Link is in my bio to my website. You can sign up through my website. And yeah, I love you so incredibly much. You are doing amazing. Your guides are very, very proud of you. And healing and connecting to your mission is necessary to conquer this as well. When we are bound by shadows, we're not going to conquer this connection. So we have to do heavy healing first. And you're dedicated to your healing. You're dedicated to your journey. You have very beautiful energy. It's just that certain concepts, I find that certain concepts on this journey, in the beginning, we don't really even understand. So we hear these other feminists, right, that you have to connect but detach, that you have to lead but not help him, right? And there's certain things that you have to connect but not want it, that our mind doesn't understand. And it's okay. But this is also why I created this masterclass, to cover every single concept that is hard to understand, every illusion of this journey, everything that sometimes we struggle to understand. But certain things you're never going to be able to fully understand until you do enough healing. So continue to heal, continue to do your healing, continue to do your shadow work, working with your healer, right? And the moment will come that you will be ready. I feel like there is some sort of ascension coming to you in the next cycles, and it will help you to understand certain things differently. Because sometimes we work on it, we try, and one day we just wake up and we're like, okay, I get it now. This is how I'm supposed to feel, right? All right, I hope this was helpful. I love you so incredibly much. If it was, please like, share, comment, follow, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow.